So just like the other video where we will create this instant blood theme using WordPress, and we will use AI chat platform just like ChatGPT. In the previous video, we completely used Sonnet for Claude, just the chat platform. In this example, we will be using Qwen3, and we have a number of models right here, powerful model of Qwen3 that we can use. I think we can just use this most powerful mixture of expert language model, or you can use the Qwen3 coder. But in this one, we'll just use this Qwen3 23 5B in order to complete our WordPress blood theme. Grab a copy of this WordPress theme custom prompt that we will be using to create our blog website. So when you grab a copy of this, just paste that in a blank notepad so you can modify the name of your site and the theme name. When you grab this, you will have the folder name, and you will have this create a complete custom WordPress theme in folder. But since we're not vibe coding this in VS Code using Klein, Ru code, or Kilo code, or Gemini CLI, whatever command line coding we are using, we don't need a folder name because we will manually create the output files directly in the server. So here, you just remove the folder name and just remove the instruction here to create the folder. So just leave it like this, create a complete custom WordPress theme for a blog website called this one. Now here in SEMrush, if you decide your niche already, then we will need to grab some keyword. Suppose our niche is all about vertical gardening, for example. So I'm just gonna type here vertical garden. Let's see if that niche exists. And as you can see, the seed phrase is getting 6.6K traffic volume in the United States. And here there are a bunch of helpful keywords related to our niche. So let's view all of them. Now these keywords, we will use this later to see how our theme will appear. Let's get started by putting the values of the variables required here. So the site title will just be our niche, for example, vertical garden. In the theme name, we will mention the same vertical garden, and let's append the type of platform we're going to use. So here, Qwen3. All right. So later on, when we have multiple themes, we don't get confused which one to activate. Now we're ready to prompt this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this and head over to Qwen. So just basic, just like that. All right. And now let's run this. So it's nice about Qwen is that you don't have to log in, but if you want to save your work, of course, you will need to log in. But just to quickly use this, you can perform any task without signing in. Let's go ahead and prompt this. There you go. So Qwen completed our request right here. As you can see, it's pretty quick actually compared to how I did it in Claude Sonnet 4 chat platform. And we have all the files. So the next thing that we want to do is create these files manually in our server. So you see here the file structure. So you just need to follow all this file structure. And let's create our test website or test WordPress. So I'm just going to use testwp.com to create a sample WordPress website. So let's access this. And I am going to add these details to Article AI Generator, so we can generate articles and see the post section, how it's going to appear. So I'm just going to take these add sites and I'm going to add the details of the sample WordPress. So URL and then the username and password, it's here. So I'm just going to add them quickly. All right, that's done. Now I can generate bulk articles to see how it's going to look like. But before that, we're going to create the files in the WordPress dashboard. So here, let me install the required plugin. So to create the files manually, let's install this plugin called WP File Manager and install this. And let's activate that. Now go to WP File Manager and inside content, and then go to themes. We're going to create our new folder. So here, the new folder right here, let's say theme blog using Qwen. All right. So it's just a folder name. It doesn't matter. So go inside the folder name. So what's important to create all the files required. So you can right click this area and just have new file. So our new file is the CSS style.css and click this edit file. And now let's go to Qwen. Let's copy the style.css, copy this and head back here. Paste that and click the save and close. All right, so the next file is scroll down. So just follow the folder structure. If it has folder structure, then follow that. So here we're going to create assets, CSS, and then create main.css file. So we're going to do all the same step for the rest of the files here. So let's do that pretty quick. All right, so as you can see, we created all the files. So you can double check using this theme file structure that's also provided by Qwen. And the next step that we want to do is to activate the theme. So let's head over to Appearance Themes. So the folder name should be here because in our style.css, Qwen provided a template. So we will use VQ chat as the folder name. So it will detect the theme. What we need to do is just go to WP File Manager, and I'm just going to rename the folder right here to VQ Chat. All right. Now go to Appearance again, go to Themes. All right. So I asked Spy, it was throwing some error when we are trying to activate the theme. So it corrected the issue. So what we need to do is just copy this and replace our style.css. So I'm going to do that. So I just quickly head back to WP File Manager and right click these and go to Editor. Let's replace, save and close. And this should now be in the theme. All right, there you go. It's now here. Let's activate it. Oh, that's the active theme. Let's now have a look. All right, so this is how it looks like. Pretty decent. We have the frequently asked question and we have the latest articles displaying. We have a nice footer right here. So earlier, I created a hero section image. So I'm just going to download this and also download the logo. Now here, let's go back to the template folder. Let's upload the 2 images and that's inside the assets. So let me trap those 2 images. So make sure you rename them with hero-section and logo.png as what mentioned in our instruction prompt. Now let's head over to the WordPress again. So when I check, the hero section should be inside the images and also the logo. So we will need to create extra folder here and name it as images and then drag these 2 inside the images folder. And when we refresh, that's our hero section. So you just need to change the font of the title of the header or the hero section and it will look decent. Now here is our frequently asked question and we're gonna add some articles to see how it's gonna look like. So first I need to install a plugin here so I can easily auto post the content. So you can download the plugin here and let's go to add plugin and here just upload the downloaded plugin from Article AI Generator. So that is called Basic Auth Master. Install that and then activate the theme, activate the plugin. Once that's activated, no further configuration. Let's grab some keywords. So maybe just these 3 keywords right here. I'm going to copy. And here in the bulk articles, let me paste those 3. So you can paste 50 at a time. And I'm going to generate a featured image so we can see how it's going to look in the post section. I'll leave everything as is, but don't forget to click yes in auto post. Set this to publish. And then coming down here, select your site right here and generate the articles. So as you can see, the article is now done. So we're going to refresh the page and we should see those are the latest articles and we have the featured image right there. So let's click and this is how it displayed the article section. So it's simple, it's looking decent and we have the next and previous article. We have the latest post right here. This is not in full screen. So since this is a chat window and I think this has a really large context because it's able to accommodate all the changes. So you can just ask the changes that you want to implement in any of the pages. And once it provided you the changes like how we did it in style.css, so copy that and you go to WP File Manager, update the required files that it mentioned. And so for this one, this is the single.php. You may want to say that you need this in full width and you need the latest post on the right side of the screen and Qwen will be able to provide that for you. Now here the logo is not appearing, so what you can do here, if it doesn't appear, you can go to T-Runs and then click this customize and here in the site identity you can set the site icon right here and the logo as well. So let's browse it. Alright, so let's set this logo. Alright, there you go. That's your logo. So you can do more configuration as you go. You can just from Qwen, it's free, so you can do that without any limit. So just keep asking. At the moment, it's not providing you any from that you've reached the maximum context. So while it's giving you the update, so just keep on copying the changes that you asked for and you're good to go. And I think that's about it, guys. So I hope you get some idea out of this video and yeah, see you on the next one.